solicited 5 individuals, actually 6, from both the U.S. and in Japan.
Just to give you the rundown, Yoshihira Atelier Bow Wow is an amazing firm in Tokyo. They've done a lot of infill architecture. They've done, buildings that have been as narrow as, 4 feet. And they're really part of the kind of culture of architecture in Tokyo. Hitoshi Abe is chair of UCLA Architecture School, but also has his studio in Sendai that was destroyed during the quake and tsunami. His team has kind of cleaned up the studio. They've offered us part of the studio to work in. Yutaka, some of you have met.
Yay!
He's pretty awesome. He's like one of our long-term supporters who, he doesn't walk, he glides. He's like, he just oozes cool. And he's been really great in working with the Japanese-American community as well. Mark and Astrid, we've been working with for about 6 years. They invented Pechacha, or Pechakucha, and one of the few foreign-based or foreign national-led architecture firms in Tokyo that gets a lot of work. And Ryo has been leading the charge with the Kyoto chapter, is also a landscape architect. And I think when we look at reconstruction, we have to not just look at the buildings or the interiors with Yutaka, but also looking at the physical landscape and how we deal with a whole bunch of issues. The area around Sendai not only moved east a number of meters, but dropped a meter. So when you think about how you build, you have to take into effect that you're now dealing with something that is at sea level, but of course above sea level.
A lot of people asked what we did right in the aftermath of the earthquake. I think that within hours I contacted our network in Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka, and the first request that came was, we don't have any translation in place for foreigners living in Tokyo. Those people, or in the Sendai region, those people don't know how to speak Japanese, they don't understand what the sirens mean, what is being said. We need help translating from Japanese to English, and we need a system that works 24 hours a day. And I set up on Twitter @HanyaQuake, which is play on words. HanyaQuake, I don't know how you say the word in Japanese, but HanyaQuake, I think, is translate in Japanese. So HanyaQuake, hashtag HanyaQuake was already existing. We sort of tried to draw in the design community and people who would be able to help us provide translation. It's sort of morphed and incredible over the last couple of weeks. There had been Facebook efforts also ongoing. This is not something that is typical in our mission, but this was yet another mechanism for us to look at how we respond immediately to a disaster. And whether we want to do this again, I don't know, but we're not taking ownership of @HanyaQuake. This will be turned over to the greater community for someone else to foster it and do something with it.
I think what the example that it shows is that in a disaster area, architects are not needed in the first 4 months. But quite often we get asked to do things that are outside of our mission because people just need hands. They just need people to help. And in a way, for us to turn around and say, no, we're architects, we will only help you in 4 months' time, you come back and get us, is kind of disrespectful to the community that have these urgent pressing needs.